fucking cool. All right, so The Trip is on Netflix. You ready for this shit?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
100?
100.
All right.
100.
All right, so The Trip is a brand new... What do you consider this genre here? This is like a dark comedy, action thriller, horror, relationship drama.
Yeah.
It says horror on IMDb. Actually, okay, it says like comedy, action, thriller, horror, drama. I think it has like everything.
So yeah, it's all.
I don't know about the horror.
Yeah, it's
the horror is. I'll go with thriller at best on that. So horror is real iffy on this one. Mm-hmm. But anyways, this has Noomi Rapace in it, who seems to be in like 6 movies a year. Not complaining. No, I think she's wonderful. Great. But it's just funny. We just watched Lamb. And this just came out on October 15th. And Lamb came out on October 8th. So it's just like 1 week apart. And she's got another film. She's got as many films coming out as Stephen King has books. Just like every other day you turn around and you're like, what is this now?
Well, she's talented. And like you were saying, she speaks like 5 or 6 different languages.
She speaks 5 fluent languages and some of Spanish.
So everybody wants to cast her.
Sure. Yeah. No, she's wonderful.
She is.
So as far as the plot synopsis goes, I'm going to say this right off the bat. I loved this. I really only have one issue with the film, but it's resolved in the end, so I don't care. You know? Yeah. So all I can say is, and as you guys know, if you've watched my channel enough, is like, if you got the killer on the ground, kill them. You know, if you got your attacker on the ground, get rid of them.
Absolutely.
Okay. But what's great about this movie is that it is pretty unexpected with where things go. You're not going to, there's going to be surprises around every corner. And I think that it is quite funny at times. But as far as the synopsis goes, what to say without spoilers? Yeah. A couple take a trip to a cabin in the woods, and when they go there, one of them may be plotting to end the other's life. And then all sorts of shit starts happening. Yes. It's like twist after twist, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? Which is great. And so what'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really entertaining. Like you said, I don't see that there's any horror in it, and I kind of thought of an ending that would maybe make it more of a horror, but obviously it didn't go that way. But it was great. It was really funny and unexpected and just a good time, honestly.
It reminded me of a couple movies. The one that's going to get compared to the most, and because it's so recent, would be Till Death with Megan Fox. It has a setup like that, and so I could see the comparisons. But to me, this is far better. Till Death annoyed the shit out of me. I thought that there were so many dumb character decisions. Now, this film isn't completely without that. I definitely think there are decisions made by characters that I'm like, why would you do this? That's silly. But in the end, those get resolved for me, and I'm just like, okay, as long as that happened, I'm good. Right? Yeah. So as long as you pay it off in the end, and I do think the end does pay off very well. And the film is quite violent. It's got some pretty good gore in it. It has a really weird, funny-looking death that had her kind of in hysterics. It does look so bizarre.
I don't know if that was on purpose or...
I'll just say it's the first death in the movie.
Yeah.
And it looks fucking wild.
It's so silly.
It looks I don't know. I don't know if it look. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. You'll see
It's just ridiculous.
when you're watching it. You'll see what we're talking about. But it does. It looks CGI or I don't know what happens.
I don't. Yeah, it looks like bad CGI, really. But,
She said a deflating balloon. We'll just leave it at that. It was a good comparison, but I'm not gonna. You can let your mind wander on that one.
Yeah.
But I think the characters are great. There's some really funny lines. There's definitely, and it's a foreign film, so subtitled, but there's some decisions, or well, I should say some non-reactions or reactions by characters that make you wonder if you can ever like this person again, which is cool. And I don't think there's no one in this film that's just a straight across the board good person.
No, not at all.
They have a lot of very flawed characters. It's just that some characters are more flawed than others. So you kind of root for the less flawed characters.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. I really had a good time with it. I definitely think it's worth your time for sure if you're into foreign films. But it does have a dubbed version if you need it. So if you're not wanting to read subtitles or this ridiculous language that they're speaking with like
Norwegian, yeah.
It's such an insane
language.
It's such an insane language.
Subtitles over dub all the time though for me.
For sure.
For foreign stuff, I feel like you have to watch it in the native language. Like, I don't know if things get lost in translation necessarily because you're still reading subtitles, but I feel like the acting is always going to be so much better when you're watching.
Well, it's not going to look like a Godzilla film.
Right, yeah, when you're watching them speak the language that they're supposed to be, so.
Yeah. I wonder if... I know that, like, in... I think it was Shrek 2, Antonio Banderas recorded his dialogue for the film in English, but then also did the dub in Spanish and then another language as well, because he speaks like multiple languages.
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
his voice is dubbed. I want to say it was in Shrek 2, and I think he's probably done it on other ones.
That's
but
cool.
I wonder if Numi and this guy, because they both clearly speak English. There's certain scenes where they're speaking perfect English.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious on if they dubbed their own voices.
That would be interesting. It still wouldn't line up.
It wouldn't line up, but at least it would be their voices.
Yeah.
Sometimes they hire actors.
Oh my gosh, it's
that
not
are
nothing
just
like the way
what?
they look.
It's like a little girl and it's like, hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All I can say is, in the future, I have 2 requests for subtitles. Number 1 is that if you're going to play a song in the movie that's in a different language and you're going to put the subtitles up on the screen, I don't know, maybe like convert them to English. like I don't need to have the language that I don't speak shown to me that I can't read.
Right. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Yes, it kept doing it, and I was just like, what's the point of putting these lyrics on the screen when I don't speak that language?
Yeah, it was
the whole
really
point of the
distracting.
subtitles. Or maybe those subtitles are in the film. Why would they be?
No,
it'd have to be for English.
It's for the English subtitles, but
Why are the lyrics of the song not in fucking
I don't know.
English?
But every song
Yes.
that had
You put it on the screen and we'd just be like, cool. I still don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what that decision was, but I agree. It was really distracting.
Number 2. Sorry, what?
I was just going to say with dialogue going across the screen while you
were
saying the lyrics, it was very hard.
It was actually throwing me off.
Yeah.
Because someone would speak, in Norwegian, right? Norwegian? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't you say something else? No?
I said Norwegian.
Okay, whatever. Someone would be speaking it, and then they would put English subtitles on the screen. Mm-hmm. But because the Norwegian song was in Norwegian... And when they were speaking in Norwegian and there was English subtitles, I was thinking for a second they should be speaking in English.
Right.
Because the subtitles were matching up with the lyrics.
Right,
and then the English wasn't matching up with what he was saying. So I was like, that wasn't English. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, duh. That's I was thinking, but it actually threw me off. Anyways, the second thing is that the person, and I've said this before in the past, I'll never understand this. Somebody has to transcribe and translate the subtitles, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody has to speak that language. They have to sit down and they have to write it all down, translate it, transcribe it, and then hand it in so they can put the subtitles, right? So that person has to do that in order to do the subtitles, mm-hmm. right? So why is it that that person who takes that translation doesn't then hand it over and they use that very script to hand to the actors to read word for word? No, they hire a second person to translate it and transcribe it, and then they just alter it or something. Why not use the exact subtitles that you had the guy write out
right.
to read the script, so that when you watch subtitles, because if you've ever watched like dubbed with subtitles, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's
because
totally
they're
different.
totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And you're like, why? Why not? If you already have went through the process of writing down all the words, why hire a second guy to write them differently?
Yeah.
And then have that, like, it makes no sense to me. Anyways, that doesn't happen in this. We watched it subtitled. But I just wanted to say that for subtitles. Please.
Yes.
We're done.
I agree.
Watch the movie.
Watch
it's great.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.